Hi, in this yoga class we're going to be using weights to intensify and increase the strength building aspect of our yoga classes. If you have dumbbells like these, then those are the best to use because they're easiest to grip. If you don't have them, that's totally fine. You could use big food cans or water bottles instead. If you're using sort of makeshift weights like cans or water bottles, be sure that they're the same weight. And also, if you're using glass bottles, be really careful because you might smash the bottles accidentally together and you don't want glass or shards or liquid anywhere. If you don't have weights or you don't want to use weights during yoga class, that is totally fine and you can still absolutely participate in the session. You're just going to be doing the same movements without the weights. And as always, if you have any injuries or any pain at any point, then please come out of the pose. With injuries, be very mindful of those as you're going in and out of poses. If there's any poses you don't like, you don't have to do them. And you can just wait standing in child's pose, in the previous pose, just do what feels good to you. We're also going to be needing a yoga block later on in the practice when we're coming to the floor, so just put that to the side. And if you don't have a yoga block, you could use a book or a roll-up blanket or a cushion. Yeah, that's it, and I hope you enjoy the class. So, as I said, weights yoga, so if you want to put the weights at the top of your mat, because we're going to be using them as we flow through our sun salutations. But for now, we're going to start in child's pose. So if you want to sit kneeling, maybe legs slightly apart, take hip width or a bit less, and then we're just going to come into our child's pose. Arms out in front of you, or if you prefer, you could also have them by the side of your leg, next to yourself or alongside your legs. And so lie here, we're going to start breathing in and out through the nose. Maybe slowing down our breath a little bit. Maybe if you want, you can go through your body here, scan through your body from top of the head or the fingertips all the way down through your toes. Just noticing how your body is feeling this morning. Going down from the top of the head, face, neck, shoulders, back, hips, thighs, calves, just briefly scanning through. Maybe also checking in with your mood, how you're feeling today. Are you feeling maybe sort of a heaviness, a bit lethargic? Are you feeling light? Just noticing all of this. There's no judgment. Everything is equally valid. Feeling our breath in our body. Inhaling, our abdomen expands, pushing against our thighs. Exhale, sinking with softening. Inhale, abdomen expands, also our ribs move apart. Exhale, we soften. Inhale, you feel your body lengthen, your back lifting, shoulders lifting a little. Exhale, you feel yourself sinking to the ground. Take a few breaths here. Your own rhythm, your own time.
Inhaling deep. And exhaling fully. To bring a little bit of movement in our body. Maybe just like shifting your weight from one side to the other, just waking ourselves up a little bit. Moving from side to side. And then we're going to start by walking our left hand in child's pose, our arms are in front of us. Walking our hand over to the right. So we're going to try and place the left hand on top of the right hand. If finding that uncomfortable, you can just put them next to each other. But you want to have a little bit of a side body stretch, a shoulder stretch in the left right now. And breathing here and feeling how with the inhale, so expanding our body, that stretch is intensifying in the left. And exhale, you're getting softer. Inhale here, exhale, we're stretching our side body, our shoulders, ahead of moving through the weight sound salutations. So we're going to walk our left hand back to where it was. Take one breath in the center. And we're going to walk our right hand now over. Walk with your fingertips, a bit like the hand in the Adams family, and maybe pressing the right hand on top of the left hand, or having them next to each other. That is better for your shoulder. And breathing here again. Really noticing how your body changes throughout the breath. Inhale, exhale. And maybe also noticing the difference between from one side to the other. Feeling the stretch maybe more in the shoulder, more in the side. One more breath, inhale. And exhale. Walking our hand over to the right again. One breath in center again. Okay, we're going to pull our hands under our shoulders now. We're going to push into our hands to come to the kneeling. Lovely. We're going to come to tabletops. We're walking our hands out in front of us. Hands are under our shoulders, so the wrists, elbows and shoulders are stacked on top of each other. Hands are shoulder width apart, knees are hip width apart, toes are pointing back. You can also tuck them if you prefer that. We're going to come into cow-cow, waking up our back and also stretching our abdominals. So inhale, we're arching our back, belly button towards the ground. We're looking to the ceiling, stretching our throat here as well. Exhale, we're pushing the ground away, we're rounding our spine, we're tucking the chin to the chest. Inhale, coming back into our cow, arching that spine, shoulder blades together, maybe the elbows together, bending a little bit, coming down a bit. Exhale, pushing into the ground, shoulder blades are pushing apart, tucking the pelvis in as well, engaging the core here, chin to chest. Inhale, cow, really moving that bum to the ceiling, shoulders up, looking up, our eyes are doing yoga as well, looking to the ceiling. Exhale, pushing the ground away, squeezing all the air out of the lungs like an accordion. One more inhale, into cow, looking up, and exhale, into our angry cat. And at the end of the exhale, we're coming to neutral spine, coming to tabletop again. We're tucking our toes now. We're going to push into our first down dog. We're going to walk our feet here. Bending one leg, straight leg, seeing if we can push our heel to the ground and switching over. We can do that as fast or as slow as you want. Just waking up our calves, our hamstrings. You can do this anytime we're in downward dog. It's quite nice, especially at the beginning, to wake up your legs a little bit. Okay, coming to stillness. And here in down dog, just setting it up first time properly so we know what we're doing. We're pressing, our hands are shoulder width apart, so pressing into whole hand. So the ball of the hand, the palm, where the fingers meet the hand, and also the knuckles of the fingers, so that the weight is evenly spread and we're protecting our wrists. Shoulders are away from the ears, and shoulders are pulling apart slightly. We have a flat back, maybe we're engaging our lower abs a little bit. If for a flat back, you have to bend your knees, that is totally fine. Feet are hip width apart, toes pointing forward, and heels are pulling to the ground. They do not have to touch the ground, but by pulling them towards the ground, we're waking up our calves. For your hands, the index finger is pointing forward. And we're breathing here for 2. Feeling how this pose feels in us so we know how to set ourselves up. Next time we come to down dog. One more breath. And we're going to gently, slowly walk our feet, baby steps towards our hands. And we're stopping behind our hands, maybe foot length, hand length behind our hands. We're just going to hang here for a moment. Stretching the back of our legs, hamstrings. You can bend your knees if you want, you can stay straight up, whatever you prefer. Let's bend one knee here as well and really straighten the other one, and then do that on the other side. Notice how that feels in your hips. If you find it really uncomfortable in your hips, then please don't do it. Just waking up our hips here. A bit of a dynamic forward fold. Okay, coming to stillness, and let's sway here from side to side. You could hold opposite elbows or drag your fingertips over the ground. Imagine you're drawing a rainbow with your fingertips. Waking up our lower back. We're coming to center again, and stillness, and we're bending our knees so much so that our belly and our chest are in touch with the thighs. We're tucking our chin to our chest, and we're gently rolling up. Rolling up, and as we roll up, the last thing that will lift is the head, the chin of the chest. Lovely, cool. All right. We also might need a block later on. I forgot to mention that at the start of the class, so just putting that to the side. Our weights at the front of our mat. We're going to start with one classic sun salutation to warm ourselves up, and then we'll start using the weights once we're a bit warmer. Okay, so we're starting Interdasana, mountain pose. Feet either hip width apart or together. We're going to lift our toes, as we always do, spreading them wide and lowering them one at a time, starting with the little toe, and then fourth toe, middle toe, second toe, big toe. Maybe lifting our heels off the ground, nice strong grounding. Raising our shoulders up, back and down. Bringing them down slightly, bringing shoulder blades together, opening our chest, palms forward. Nice flat back here. Tucking the chin to the chest, lovely, and as if someone's pulling us at the top of the head. Okay, one breath here, inhale, exhale. The next inhale, raising our arms up, we're looking to the hands if we want. Exhale, engaging our core, flat back as we're folding down. By engaging our core, we're protecting our back. Hands either side of the feet, bending the knees, full forward fold. Inhale, half forward fold, hands to shins. Exhale, hands down, we're stepping back with the right foot, followed by the left foot into plank. Nice, flat, back and plank. Inhale and exhale, coming down, knees, chest and chin into our 8-point pose, bum up in the air. Inhale, rolling forward into cobra. Little back bend, elbows into the body, shoulder blades together, we're looking forward, toes are pointing back. And exhale, tucking the toes, lifting into a downward dog. Great, setting up our down dog as we did previously. If you want to step your feet in a little bit. We're breathing here for a few breaths. pushing into the hands, pulling the heels towards the ground. Inhale, we're stepping forward with the right foot in between the hands, followed by the left on the exhale. Inhale, half forward fold, hands to shins, we're looking down. Exhale, full forward fold, hands at the side of the feet, the full palm in touch with the ground. We're trying to bring our forehead to the shins. Inhale, engaging our core again, and we're coming up, flat back. Exhale, hands into heart center. Lovely. Other side. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, folding down. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, hands down. We're stepping back with the left, followed by the right. Inhale. Exhale, knees down, chest down, chin down. And now we're sliding forward, cobra. Exhale, pushing back, downward dog. Stepping the feet in maybe. And again, if you want, you could walk your dog here. You could bend one knee, straighten the other. Whatever feels good. As you're in your down dog, maybe have a look at your feet and see if your heels are slightly pulling together. And if they do, then try and have your heels point back. Pushing them apart slightly. Inhale, stepping forward with the left foot, followed by the right foot on the exhale. Inhale, half forward fold, hands to shins. Exhale, full forward fold. And inhale, engaging the core, we're coming up. Exhale, hands into heart center. Lovely. We are going to use our weights now as we're lifting our arms up. And what I want you to do is let's all stand for a moment. And standing in Interdasana, our arms are at the side of our body. And as we lift our arms, as you come to shoulder level, this is when you would turn your palms. As you lift up, your palms are pointing to the floor. And here they flip over, and the palms are pointing together now. So we're going to do that with our weights. But that's something that we can pay attention to during all our sun salutations. So as you lift your arms up, somewhere between here, sort of at this, as you start, your hands are pointing towards your thighs, and as you move up, they turn up so that they face each other. That's what we always want to do, because obviously in prayer, the palms are facing each other. So that, just to be aware of that movement, because we're going to do that with our weights now. We're going to take our weights in our hands, whatever kind of weights you have. And also, if at any point the weights become too much, you can just put them down, obviously. You don't have to keep doing it with the weights. You can do all of this without weights. So our weights are beside our body, and we're going to lift up and then sort of round the shoulders. We're turning our palms or hands inwards, looking up. Exhale, bringing the weights into our chest, and we're coming down. We're going to place them down, half forward fold, hands to shins. Exhale, full forward fold, and we're going to, the weights at the front of our mat, we're going to step back with the right foot. And we're going to bring down the knee, and we're coming into a low lunge. The toes are untucked, and here we're taking our weights. The weights are in our hands, the back of the hands are pointing forward, and we're going to do cactus arms, and we're just going to lift here. 1, 2, 3, working our shoulders. 4 and 5. Bring the weights down, placing them in front of our mat. We're going to tuck the toes, hands at the side of the left foot, lift the knee, stepping back. Lovely. Inhaling the plank, and if you want to, you can come down, knees, chest, chin. Maybe move the weights a little bit forward, otherwise your chin is right between your weights maybe. Or you could also try from plank, shifting your weight forward slightly, coming onto your tiptoes, bending your elbows and coming into a Chaturanga. And from Chaturanga we would roll into, on the inhale, on the back of our feet into upward facing dog. Or you can do knees, chest, chin, cobra. Wherever we are, we're pushing into a downward dog. Breathing here, just briefly for 2, Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. With the next inhale, we're stepping the right foot in between our hands. We're staying here. Again, we're taking our weights from the front of our mat. We're coming into high lunge. Lovely. We're bringing our arms up, cactus again. It's like this. And we're going to bring our forearms together and apart, working our shoulders again. Together, apart. 3 more. Together, apart. Together, apart. Last one, together and apart. Placing our weights at the front of our mat again, hands either side of the foot. We're stepping forward with the left. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, full forward fold, hands either side of the feet. We're grabbing our weights again. And inhale, really gauging the core here. We're using those weights. We're coming up. Exhale, hands into heart center. Awesome. Cool. Other side. We know what's coming. Arms on the side of the body. Inhale, exhale here. And inhale, arms are coming up. Looking to the hands. Exhale, weights into the chest. And then we're coming down. And front of the mat. Full forward fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, we're stepping back with the left leg now. Lowering the knee, untucking the toes. We're taking those weights. And again, with our cactus arms, we're going to lift and lower. Lift and lower. Lift, lower. 2 more. Lift, lower. Lift, lower. Bring the weights to the front of the mat. Lower them down. Tuck the left toes. Lift the knee. Hands either side of the right foot. Stepping back. Inhaling on plank, and you can either come down knees, chest, chin, or again shifting forward, bending the elbows for Chaturanga. Inhale, rolling over your toes, upward facing dog. Exhale, pushing back. Same for 2 breaths. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. The next inhale, stepping our left foot in between our hands. Grabbing those weights again. And we're going to come into our high lunge. Cactus arms. And we're going to bring our forearms together, pulling them apart. Forearms together, pulling them apart. We're working, feel our shoulders, our back working. 2 more. Together, apart, together, apart. We're bringing the weights down in front of us. Hands at the side of the left foot. We're stepping forward with the right foot. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, full forward fold. Now we're grabbing our weights again. We're going to have them together and we're going to lift, coming up. Arms wide. Exhale, hands into heart center. Cool. Okay. And we're going to move on. Might do another one of those if we have time. But we're going to do a sun salutation 2 or B variation where we start in chair. And we're going to do that with our weights as well. But we can come into chair first. So for chair, we're bending our knees. We're sitting on an imaginary chair. As you bend your knees, you want your knees to be in line, so right next to each other. You're pressing your knees and inner thighs against each other. And as you come into chair, you want to be able to see your big toes. If you can't, if your knees are too far forward, you have to shift back. Your back is nice and flat, so not that duck bum business, but nice and flat. That might mean you come out a bit more. Okay, let's grab our weights here. And we're going to have our arms next to our body. And we're going to do a couple of biceps curls. It's a little bit of a balance exercise as well in our chair. We're going to lift, lower, working our legs and our arms at the same time. So that was 5. Let's do another 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Going to come into a forward fold, legs straight, weights on the ground. Full forward fold, half forward fold. And exhale, hands down, full forward fold. We're going to step back with the right, followed by the left, into our plank. Inhale here, exhale, coming down, knees, chest, chin, or Chaturanga. Sliding forward into our back bend, so either Cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale, pushing back, downward facing dog. And inhale, we're raising our right leg up to the ceiling. And exhale, we're stepping the hand between our hands. The back foot, left foot comes down, sole of the foot on the ground, pointing slightly up. We're going to grab our weights and coming here into a warrior 2, not a warrior 1 as in sun salutation would be normally. So warrior 2, body nice and flat along the long side, the long edge of your mat. And you can either now raise your weights, yeah, fantastic. Try and make sure that the arms looking back and forward are in line with your body. And we're just going to hold it here for a few breaths. Maybe bending into the front leg. Quite hard actually, just holding the arms out. One more breath here. Inhale, exhale. Inhale and exhale, we're bringing our hands down. Weights down on the ground, hands either side of the right foot. Stepping back with the right into plank. Coming down, knees, chest, chin, Chaturanga. Inhale, sliding into our back bend, Cobra, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Same thing on the other side now. Inhale, we're raising that left leg up. Exhale, stepping the left foot in between our hands. Right, sole of the right foot comes down, toes pointing slightly upwards. We're grabbing our weights. Coming into our warrior 2. So body in line with the long edge of your mat. Nice and flat, and we're raising our arms. Again, have another look forward and back to make sure that your arms are not too high or too low. And maybe bending a little more into that front leg. We're staying here for a few breaths. In and out through the nose. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale and exhale. Laying those weights down in front of the mat. Hands to the ground. Coming onto the ball of the right foot, back foot, and stepping back with the left into plank. Inhaling here. Exhale, knees, chest, chin, or Chaturanga. Inhale, Cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, pushing back. If you want, you can come into a child's pose here. Bend your knees. Coming to brief child's pose if you need a little rest. If your arms are a bit tired. Stay for one more breath in child's pose. If you want child's pose, tapping the toes, pushing back, meeting everyone else in downward dog. Inhale, exhale. And with the next inhale, stepping the right foot in between the feet, into between the hands, followed by the left foot. Coming into half forward fold, hands to shins. Full forward fold, maybe bending the knees a bit, hands other side of the feet. Here we're grabbing our weights, and we're already coming straight into a chair pose. So again, knees pushing into each other, seeing our toes flat back. I'm going to do another 10 biceps curls. So I'm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Halfway, 6, 7, really great, 8, 9, 10, and we're going to come into a forward fold, placing the weights at the front of our mat. Half forward fold on the inhale, exhale, hands down, stepping back with the left this time, followed by the right into a plank. Inhale, exhale, knees, chest, chin, or Chaturanga. Inhale, sliding forward, Cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, pushing into our down dog. And right foot again. Inhaling the right leg up. Exhale, foot between the hands. Bringing the sole of the left foot down. Another warrior 2. Grabbing our weights. We're coming up. And here, if you want, keep your arms out straight
Or you could turn your hands so that the palms would be, or your weights are facing the ceiling, and lift. Keeping that bend in the front leg. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. 2 more. Lift and lower. Last one. Lift and lower. Turning our palms again to the ground. Placing the weights either side of the front foot or at the front of our mat. Hands next to the right foot. Stepping back with the right into a plank. Inhaling a plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin down, or Chaturanga. Inhale, Cobra, or Upward Dog. Exhale, pushing back into a Downward Dog. Same thing on the left side. Inhale, raising the left leg. Exhale, placing it between the foot between our feet. Sole of the right foot down. We're grabbing those weights. We're coming into our Warrior Two. Again, you could just hold it out here, or flip your weights, your palms to the ceiling, and 1, up, lift, lower, lift, lower, 3 more, lift, lower, lift, lower, last one, lift, lower, and exhale, weights at the front of the mat, hands either side of the front foot, stepping back, inhale here, exhale, knees, chest, chin, Chaturanga. Inhale, Cobra, Upward Dog. Exhale, Downward Dog. Again, if you want, you can take a little break in Child's Pose here. It's coming down on your knees. Or stay in Upward Dog, Downward Facing Dog, excuse me. Breathing here, looking to the space between your toes. Inhale, we're stepping the left foot in between the hands, followed by the right on the exhale. Inhale, half forward fold, hands to shins. Exhale, full forward fold, hands either side of the feet. We're grabbing our weights here. We're coming into our chair again. Weights either side of the body, nice. Looking at our toes, bending the knees, maybe bending a little more, but keeping that flat back. And another 10 biceps curls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, halfway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're straightening our legs, and we can place our weights down for a moment. And I'm going to have a quick look what comes next. Okay. Cool. Right, I think we're doing okay for time, so let's do that first sun salutation again, where we do the low lunge, high lunge thing. So let's take our weights, if we want, into our hands, standing in Interdasana, weights alongside our body. Going to inhale our weights up and then flip them over around the shoulders, palms together, looking up, exhale, engaging the core. First weights into the chest, and we're coming down. Full forward fold on the exhale. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, hands down, we're stepping back with the right, lowering the knee, untucking the toes, low lunge. We're taking the weights into our hands, and we're going to, maybe they're even touching, if you have dumbbells, but under your leg. We're going to inhale, lift, and lower. Inhale, lift, lower. Lift, lower, lift, lower. One more, lift, lower. We're placing the weights at the front of the mat, tucking the toes, lifting the knee, hands either side of the foot, left foot stepping back into plank. Inhaling in plank, and exhale, knees, chest, chin, or Chaturanga. Inhale, Cobra, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Maybe stepping the feet in a tiny bit. Staying here for another 2 breaths. Inhale, we're stepping the right foot in between our hands. We're taking our weights and we're coming into a high lunge.
We're going to bring our arms into our cactus arms. We're going to bring them together, the forearms, and apart. Together, apart. Together, apart. 2 more, maybe sinking a bit more into that hip. Apart. 1 more. Together, apart. Together. Placing the weights at the front of our mat. Hands either side of the right foot. And we're stepping back forward with the left. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, full forward fold. We're grabbing our weights and coming up. Opening the arms, flat back, engaging that core. And exhale, hands into hand center. Cool. Other side. Alright, inhale, arms up. Exhale, weights into chest, and then we fold down. Weights other side, bring the weights down, full forward fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, hands down, we're stepping back with the left foot. We're lowering the knee, untucking the toes, pointing the toes back. Taking our weights in our hands, the backs of the hands are pointing forward. And we're going to lift here, working our shoulders. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Bring the weights down in front of us, hands either side of the right foot, tucking the toes, lifting the left knee, stepping back into a plank. Inhaling a plank, coming down, knees, chest, chin, or Chaturanga. Inhale, Cobra or Upward Dog. Exhale, pushing back, Downward Dog. Staying here for a few breaths, 2 breaths. Inhale, pulling those heels down to the ground in your down dog. And inhale, we're stepping the left foot in between our hands. We're taking those weights again from the front of our mat, and we're coming up into a high lunge. Cactus arms. Amazing. And we're going to bring our forearms together and apart. Bending into that front hip. Together, apart. Together, apart. I think that was 3. 2 more. Apart. Last one. Together, apart. Bring those weights down in front of us. Hands either side of the left foot. We're stepping forward with the right. On the inhale, half forward fold. Looking down, exhale, full forward fold. Grabbing those weights together, and I'm going to lift up. And exhale, hands into heart center. Cool. All right, we're going to come into our balance, and that's going to be Warrior 3. And here you can also use a weight if you want. So Warrior 3 is like sort of capital T pose. So you're standing leg, you're lifting, you want your chest, your hips to face the ground. And what we're going to do, just so you see, you can either just hold the weight in your chest, or you can try and hold the weight out in front of you. We're going to do that together. I'm just trying to think. So there's 2 ways how we could get into Warrior 3. So that's something for you. So you could bend the knees a little bit, maybe rest your weight on your, so we're starting standing on the right, on that right thigh, lifting up and coming into it like this. So you've got that connection between your arms, yeah. Or you could just try to sort of hinge from the hip, and as you hinge, just lift that left leg off the floor. And here it's really, really important to flex that floating leg, the foot of the floating leg, the left foot, like crazy, or point it like crazy, but have it engaged. That'll help you with your balance. And now if you want, from holding the weight in your chest, reach it out for 2 breaths. I'm going to make it a bit more difficult. 1 breath, inhale, exhale. Second one, inhale, exhale, bringing that weight into your chest and coming out. Well done. Wow, that was a lot harder than I thought it would be. Well, I remembered it. Really feel that in your glute actually. You have to work so much harder to stay in that balance. Okay, same thing other side. So again, you could stay here and push yourself up like this. Or you just find a balance. Weight into your chest. I'm going to hinge if you're using. Hinge from the hip here. Lifting that. Standing on the left, lifting the right leg up. Flexing or pointing your toes. Coming into your capital T. Staying here. Maybe reaching
the weight out and staying here for one breath. Second breath. And weight into heart and coming out. Well done. Really well done. We are moving to the floor. We're going to do that through a vinyasa, and we're going to do side plank on the way. Alright, and let's do that with our weights. Again, lifting up, so weights in either hand if you're using them. Standing here, maybe let's do our Interdasana, lifting our toes, lowering them down one at a time, lifting our heels. Nice flat back. And inhale, we're raising our arms. Exhale, weights first into heart center, then coming down, placing them in front of the mat. Full forward fold. Inhale, half forward fold. So hands down, we're stepping back with the right foot, followed by the left. And we're coming into a side plank, and we're going to stay, leave our right hand or left hand where they are, so under our shoulders. And as we roll to our side plank, have both feet just sort of flop over to the edges of the feet. You're not trying to like balance and put the left foot, we're coming onto the right hand first, left foot on the right foot. They're going to be next to each other, that gives you more stability. We're going to take a weight into our left hand here. We're going to bring that weight into our chest. Have your shoulders stacked on top of each other. Have a look at yourself. And now we're going to lower that left arm, and we're pulling, or the hand, and pulling it to our shoulder. We're lowering it, pulling it to our shoulder. Lowering it, pulling to our shoulder. Lowering it, pulling it to our shoulder. I think it's 1 more to 5. Lowering it, pulling to our shoulder. And we're placing the weight down and coming back into our plank. Let's come to a brief child's pose here. Working our chest and our arms there at the same time. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm just going to turn around so you can see me. So we're going to lift back into our plank. And we're going to fall over so that our feet, both soles of the feet are down and then next to each other. We're taking that weight into our right hand now. Our shoulders are stacked on top of each other. We're going to lift the weight into our right shoulder and lower it down. Lift to the right shoulder, lower it down. Really nice. Lift to the right shoulder, lower it down. 2 more. Lift to the right shoulder, lower it down. And 1 more. Lift, shoulder, lower it down. Coming back into a normal plank, placing that weight down. And a child's pose. Breathing here. In child's pose, press your hands into the ground. Maybe try and press your elbows towards or on the floor as well. That will be a bit of shoulder stretch here already. Okay. From here, we're putting our hands under our shoulders and pushing into our hands, and we're coming to kneeling. Okay. Going to do 1 more exercise or set of exercises with our weights. So we're going to come onto our back, take your weights and put them alongside your body, and we're coming into a bridge or preparation for bridge. Your feet are on the floor, knees are bent, feet are as close to our bums as we can get them. We're going to take our weights and we're going to place them on our lap. Like on our groin area, so between our hip bones is quite a good place to snuggle them so that they are secure. You can have your hands on your weights as well to keep them in place. So 1 breath here, inhale and exhale. With the next inhale, we're lifting our glutes off the ground. We're pushing up, we're obviously lifting the additional weight with us. Inhale, exhale, lowering down but not all the way, we're hovering over the ground and we're lifting up again. Inhale, exhale, we're lowering, inhale, we're lifting. Inhale, exhale here, inhale, exhale, we're coming down, again coming up, not going down all the way. We're going to do that 2 more. Inhale, exhale, we're lowering and lifting up again, pushing into your feet, squeezing your bum as you come up. Inhale, exhale, lowering and lifting. Inhale, and now we're coming down fully, lowering and bounce on the ground. We're going to take those weights off our lap, hug our knees into our chest. And bring our feet back on the ground. We're going to take our weights into our hands. We're going to have our upper arms as if you were doing a capital T, so alongside your body. And we're now going to do chest presses. So our elbows are bent, our forearms are pointing to the ceiling, hands to the ceiling. And we're going to inhale, we're going to push up. We're going to do maybe 10 of those. Push up 2, again 3, push up 4, coming down, push up 5, coming down, push up 6, coming down, push up 7, coming down, push up 8, coming down, 2 more, push up, coming down, push up, coming down. We're going to place those weights right on our lap again. Leave them lying there. Maybe hug ourselves, hug our shoulders. Quick release. Inhale, exhale. Now putting your hands on your weights that are on your lap. I'm going to do that same lifting thing one more time, or maybe twice more. I'll see how we go. Okay, hands on your weights to keep them in place. And we're going to inhale, exhale here. And with the inhale, we're lifting our bum off the ground, squeezing as we come up. Inhale, exhale, we're lowering down but not all the way, and we're pushing back up. Inhale, exhale, coming down but halfway, pushing up. Inhale, exhale, coming down, pushing up. 2 more. Inhale, exhale, coming down, and we're pushing up. Inhale, exhale, coming down, pushing up. We're staying here for 1 breath. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. We're coming down gently, gently, gently. Taking those weights off your lap, hugging your knees into your heart, into your chest, and releasing, feet back on the ground. We're going to do our chest presses again. Weights on our hands, our palms, our weights are facing away from us. So if we looked at our hands, we see the back of our hand. Upper arms alongside the body, forearms pointing to the ceiling, or hands pointing to the ceiling. And we're going to inhale, we're going to push up, lower down. Push up 2, lower down. Push up 3, lower down. Engage your core here. Push up 4, lower down. Push up 5, lower down. Push up 6, lower down. 7 and down. 8 and down. 9 and down. 10 and down. We're going to do 1 more of these. We're going to place our weights on our lap, and now we're going to just give ourselves a brief hug, maybe the other way around, what you did a moment ago. Hug yourself, and now placing your hands on your weights to keep them in place. Inhale, exhale here. I'm going to inhale, lifting our glutes off the ground. Inhale and exhale, we'll lower about 2/3 the way down. Exhale, push up. Inhale, exhale, lower down, push up. Inhale, exhale, lower down, push up. 2 more. Inhale, exhale, lower down, and push up. 1 more. Inhale and exhale, we're lower down, and then we're pushing up, and we're staying here for 1 breath. Inhale, exhale. Inhale and exhale, we're lowering down, gently taking the weights off our lap, hugging our knees into ourselves 1 more time. And exhale, letting go. 1 more time with our chest presses, feet on the ground, engaging our core here, back in touch with the ground. You don't want to be wobbling your bum off the ground, your feet off the ground as you do the chest presses. You want to be really still. The only thing that's moving is your arms, and you're working your chest. Right, upper arms in line with the body, hands pointing to the ceiling. Inhale, exhale. I'm going to push up, 1, lower down. Pushing up, 1, lower down.
3, pushing up, lowering down. 4, up, lower down. 5, up, lower down. Halfway, 6, up, lower down. 7, up, lower down, sorry. 8, up, lower down. Second last one up, lowering down, and last one pushing up, lowering down. Okay, we're going to bring our weights down either side. We don't need our weights anymore now, so just hugging ourselves. And we're going to bring one hand, we're lifting our right foot off the ground, bring the hand behind the thigh, and we're going to rock up gently, coming to seated. You don't need your weights anymore, you can put them out of the way. We're just going to do a bit of stretching now. I'm going to start with cow face, or double pigeon, some people call it. So for that, you're sitting on your mat, and you're facing, well, that's the short edge or the long edge. Have one, like the bottom shin now, let's do it on the left. The shin is in line with the edge of your mat. And we're going to take the other foot and we're going to place it on top. Here maybe you could take that block, placing the, there's various options here. So you can place placing the right leg on top of the left. If you place your foot just on the thigh, the meaty bit above your knee, and there's a big gap here between your bottom of the left foot and the knee, you could place your block in between. If that's still really uncomfortable, you could just move the foot down so that your foot is on the calf, or you could just come to a standard cross-legged pose. And we're going to come with our arms into eagle arms. So we're going to bring our left hand on our right shoulder, right arm around the elbow, and we're going to come into eagle. Either back of the hands together, or palms together, or even just touching your shoulder blades, opposite shoulder blades. We're going to sit here. Inhale, exhale. And as you sit in eagle arms, pulling your hands up a little bit and pushing your elbows forward a little bit will intensify that shoulder stretch. We've worked our shoulders quite a bit, so it's a really nice one. Inhale, exhale. And for the last 2 breaths, if you want to see if you can fold over, maybe come down. That folding, you don't have to bring your arms on the ground or anything like that, but that folding will intensify the glute stretch of that top leg, so the right leg here. Stay here for a few breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. And inhale, we're coming up. We're releasing our arms, rolling our shoulders. Yeah, maybe moving the neck a little bit, that's nice. And let's come out of this leg pose. Let's bring the soles of our feet together and let's come into a brief Cobbler Pose, Virabhadrasana. So the soles of the feet are together, but we're pulling the soles of the feet apart like the pages of a book. We're just sitting here. If you wanted, you could butterfly your knees a little bit, waking up your inner thighs a bit more like that. Just fluttering as a butterfly that's going to take off from a flower. Alright. Okay, coming to stillness. One breath here, inhale. Exhale. I'm going to come out of this pose. And now we're going to shift that right shin so that it's in line with our mat. That's a really nice sort of little cheat, or not a cheat, but like to help us with the alignment of our legs. We're going to place our left foot on by our knee, but on the sort of meaty thigh bit on the inner side of the knee, or like it maybe a bit further. You could even push it a bit further out. If you're finding that really uncomfortable, so there's a big gap here. You can take your block, place that between the foot and the knee, or you could just shift the foot a bit more down. We're going to do eagle arms on the opposite side now, so the right hand is touching the left shoulder, left arm is going around the right upper arm, and then either back of the hands together. You could also just touch your shoulders or palms together. And again, pulling the hands up and pushing the elbows away from yourself to intensify or to sort of wake up your shoulders even more. I'm breathing here for a few breaths. want, you can fold here now, folding down, aiming your forearms to the ground. They do not have to touch the ground at all, but this folding intensifies the glute stretch. Inhale, exhale here, staying for a few more breaths. And inhale, we're coming up. Exhale, we're releasing our arms, maybe rolling the shoulders again, moving the neck again if that feels good. And then pull, release the legs as well, coming again into another cobbler. Soles of the feet, like the outside edge of the feet touching, heel touching, but we're pulling the, not heel, well, is it heel? Anyway, the bottom bit of your foot touching, but we're pulling the soles of your feet apart. And we're just sitting here. Let's sit in stillness. No, unless you want to butterfly, it's obviously what feels good to you. But stillness, when you move, it's more of a dynamic stretch, but this is more of a passive stretch, which has got its own lovely benefits and feels really nice. You could even close your eyes here for 2 breaths. Close your eyes, open them, releasing your legs, stretching them out in front of you. Let's shake our legs out, arms behind you, just a little shake, a little bit of fun. Okay, let's take, if you have a block, put that to the side. We will need that in a moment, or a book or something. We're going to do a supported bridge at the end of this. But we're going to lie down on our backs first. And we're going to do a reclining pigeon, so feet are on the floor, knees are bent, and we're going to lift the right leg up, cross the right shin over the left thigh, making a figure 4 with your legs. You can stay here for a moment if that's fine. Place your hands on your chest, on your tummy. Or if you want, you could lift your left foot off the ground and stay here. If you want to go a bit further, you can bring your right hand in between the inner thigh of the right and just in between the hole of your legs, and the left side hand on the outside of the left thigh, and hold behind your thigh, interlacing the fingers. If you wanted to go a little further, you could bring your hands around the shin. But whatever you do, if you go for the next sort of stage in this pose, and you lift your head off the ground and your back rounds, then go back to the previous version. You want to have a nice flat back, the back of your head, and touch with the ground. I'm going to stay here, pulling the thigh maybe towards us. Again, you could close your eyes here if you wanted. Staying for another couple of breaths. In and out through the nose. Opening the eyes if you've closed them. Letting go of the interlace if you're holding your hands. Placing the left foot down on the ground. Taking the right shin off the left thigh. Placing the right foot on the ground. Okay, other side. So left foot lifts. Left shin on top of the right thigh. You can stay here, or you can lift your right leg off the ground. You can stay here. You can grab behind your right thigh, interlacing the fingers, or you could try holding around the shin. Again, at any point if your back rounds, the head lifts off the ground, please come to the previous option where you have a nice flat back and the back of the head in touch with the ground. Wherever you are, let's commit to this pose for the next few breaths, closing the eyes. Breathing here, feeling the stretch. If you interlace your hands, let go of that, maybe open your eyes, placing the right foot on the ground, placing the left foot on the ground as well. And now we're going to come into our supported bridge if you want. You don't have to. We're going to take for that our block and probably putting it on the thick side. We're just going to inhale, lift our glutes up back off the ground. We're going to slide the block under our sacrum, the bony bit of our lower back, and just placing it down. I'm just staying here for a moment, really nice, supported, tiny little inversion here. And if you want, you can bring your arms to cactus again and have them alongside your body. Just a really gentle, super gentle little stretch in the arms as well, opening our chest. Closing our eyes here if we want, slowing down our practice. Slowing down our breath as well. Okay. Inhale, we're pushing into our feet, lifting our glutes off that block. And sliding it away to the side, bringing your bum back to the ground. Maybe you can keep your eyes closed for this bit, bringing your knees to your chest. One final hug of the knees into our chest here. Bring your feet back to the ground. Arms alongside our body. Your arms are like a capital T, palms are facing the ceiling. Inhale, exhale here. We're going to bring our knees into our chest, and we're going to drop our knees to the right side for a belly twist. In belly twist, maybe try to keep your shoulders in touch with the ground. We're looking over, we're turning our head so that it faces the opposite direction. You can close your eyes or keep them closed. I'm staying here, feeling that stretch in our left side. Inhale, bring our legs into our center again. Exhale here. Inhale and exhale, we're dropping our legs to the left. Arms start shoulder level, maybe moving them around a bit, maybe they've moved. Faces towards the right. Trying to have both shoulders in touch with the ground. Breathing here. Okay. Inhale, bringing our legs into center. And maybe giving yourself another hug here. I said it was the last one a moment ago, but it feels good. And maybe if you want, you can come into happy baby pose. So, bending your knees, legs apart, thighs wide, and you can either hold your calves, your ankles, or the outside edge of the feet with your hands, whilst your arms are on the inside of your knees. Pulling our thighs to our body. If you want, you could also rock from side to side. It's quite fun. Little back massage. And if you flop to one side and you can't get up again, just inhale and exhale, pull on the opposite foot, and that will help you come up again. Okay, we're going to do this pose for another 2 breaths, so come to stillness or rock a bit more if that feels good. going to let go of our feet, stretching our legs out in front of us, feet falling outside, falling out, feet are about mat to hip width apart, arms are alongside our body, a couple of inches, a couple of centimeters away from the body. And chin is slightly tucked, so I've got a nice flat neck. We're here for a final relaxation. Breathing in and out through the nose in your own rhythm. Maybe have another body scan like we did at the beginning. Starting at the top of the head. And as you scan through your body, also try to release any last tensions. So, going down, going past our forehead, making sure it's not tense, no wrinkles, same between the eyebrows. So around the eyes, we're not squinting, trying to read anything. Also at your nose, and your jaw in particular, biting our teeth together, tongue away from not stuck to the roof of the mouth. Going down, our shoulders, maybe giving them a little wiggle. Our chest, our arms, fingers are gently curved in. Our abdomen, our back, not holding anything. Breathing in. Hips are open, no tension there. Thighs, quads and hamstrings. And knees are soft, calves pressing into the ground. Feet are soft as well, the toes. We're just going to stay here for a few moments, trying not to fidget, trying to keep our mind still as well. It's very difficult to keep a still mind. It's worth the effort. If you find your mind wanders a lot, lost in a lot of thought, ruminating, you can just focus on your breath. You can even count the breath. 1 for the inhale, 2 for the exhale. And just keep on going. 1, 2, 1, 2. You could say in and out or inhale, exhale. Instead, focusing on your breath to keep your mind focused and still. you want. Bring some movement into your body, move your toes, your fingers, your wrists and ankles. Bring your arms overhead, and your feet together, and stretch your body. Stretch your body. And let go. Put your knees into your chest, maybe rock from side to side. And once you're on the right, fall onto your right side in little fetal position. Bring your head on your right upper arm for a cushion. Inhale, exhale here, and then let's press our left hand in front of our chest and then gently to seated. Cool. Just sit in a comfortable position, maybe cross-legged, kneeling, whatever feels good to you. Just sit like this, what feels best. Now we're going to inhale, make a nice big circle with our arms. And exhale, pulling our hands down, past our nose, mouth, and down. We're going to bring our thumbs to our third eye, the space between our eyebrows for clear and kind thoughts. Thumbs to our throat for clear and kind words. Thumbs to our heart for clear and kind feelings. And if you want, we can bow with a gratitude to the practice of yoga and gratitude to ourselves for moving today. Thank you so much, guys. I hope you had fun.